Hey guys, Jessica with Genuine Lactation here. I am super excited for today's pump chat, and we are going to talk about the newest Eufy pump to hit the market. So 10 months ago, we did our first Eufy pump chat, and we were looking at the Eufy S1, S1 Pro, and the Eufy E10. I said in that video that I thought the Eufy pumps had a lot of potential, but whenever we get a new pump company, I'm always a little hesitant to believe that it's going to be a huge success because sometimes we see that it doesn't matter how great the pump is, the company is a flop. They were an established company. Eufy is not actually known for their breast pumps. They're known for their security systems and their vacuums. So when they brought pumps to the market, it's like, well, we'll see how this goes. This could be really good. It could be a flop. So far, it's actually been what I would call a success. I've been extremely pleased with what I'm seeing. Their customer service has been great. And in 10 months, they've already brought us a new generation of pump with a new generation of programming. So this is the Eufy E20. Let me talk to you about the difference in this pump versus what is on the market. This is the Eufy S1 Pro. This is their flagship top of the line pump. And what this one really brought to the table 10 months ago was the charging case. I'm in love with the charging case. That is not a secret on my channel. I have a love affair with their charging case. But it has this magnetic charger. Where this kind of had some issues is that if you did not want the charging case, because the charging case isn't for everybody. Some people can't have battery packs in certain places. Some people just didn't need it. And that adds to the expense because the battery pack alone is about $100. When you buy it bundled, it's about $350. But you had this little magnetic charging case, and I actually put that to the test. I put the magnetic charging cord with a standard power block in my pump bag, and you know what? It was a flop. It just did not work because that magnetic charging case was, that charging cable was just so easy to accidentally knock off as you were moving around. If you were somebody who's charging your pump at home and is not trying to charge stuff on the go, it may have been completely fine. I would definitely have this charge in my office or have it charged on my counter, and it was fine. It's not like it was flopping off just sitting there. But for being on the go, for the S1 Pro, which does have that heat flow technology, which has proven to be really, really good, moms are loving it, you really did need this charging case. But it kind of left this void in between the market because you also had their E10, which was their baseline model. It did not have their heat technology, which disappointed some moms because you either had to deal with the charging case or the magnetic charging cable, or you couldn't have the heat flow technology with a standard USB charging port. That is the standard USB charging port on the side of the E10. But both the E10, S1, and S1 Pro were great successes. So the E20, what it does is it combines the heat flow technology that we saw in the S1, S1 Pro with the standard USB-C charging cable. This means that charging this pump on the go with a standard block is definitely an option. And if you're somebody who doesn't do a lot of pumping on the go, this may be a better option for you. It's also cheaper. The S1 Pro is about $350. The S1 without the case is about $235, I believe. Don't quote me on that. It may be a little bit higher. These things go on sale so often that I often have trouble keeping track of the prices. But this one is retailing for $199, which is a little bit more expensive than the E10, but you get the heat flow technology. It's a win-win for a lot of moms. It reduces that issue that some people saw with the magnetic charging case, because honestly, with the S1, if you were not going to buy the case, I struggled to tell you to invest in it because that magnetic charging cord without the case just it wasn't doing it for me. I would prefer a traditional USB-C so that I can charge it on the go when I need to. But this gives us that. But it also gives us an update to the programming. And I don't know if they're going to bring that update to the S1, S1 Pro. I assume they are. Because the S1 Pro is, honestly, it's their flagship pump. It is their top of the line. So I suspect we're seeing it first on the E20 and we'll see it brought to the S1 here shortly. But don't quote me on that because they did not share that information with me. It's just my prediction as an expert in the field. But what it allows us to do is the Eufy Smart programming uses something called Opti-Rhythms. The Opti-Rhythms are actually a method by which it switches between stimulation and expression at scheduled time modes. Not everybody likes their pump to switch back and forth. Some people like their pump to have just a little bit of stimulation or no stimulation and go straight to expression because everybody's body is unique. My body really actually prefers to stay in stimulation mode the whole time. Like that my body loves that. I have been really excited about that natural programming that we've seen on the Eufy pumps where it's 5 minute stimulation, 5 minutes expression, because I am seeing that be almost universally successful. A few people have not done well with it, but for the most part, we had really good luck with it, which it was really helping moms overcome the inefficiencies that we see with wearables. We were getting closer to the output we get with a traditional wall pump, if not more in some cases, because it allowed mom to relax. Her pump was kind of doing its automatic thing. What Eufy brought to us is DIY programming, which allows you to set the speed at which it alternates back and forth. So I've been playing with this for about the last week, and I am in love with this DIY feature. It is not the same DIY, custom programming we see on other pumps like we do with the Pumpable Super Genie or with the Pumpable Genie Advance, which has a memory function, the Arto Alyssa, which has a memory function, or even with the Mom Cozy, where we saw their latest two wearables have that kind of feature. What this does is it allows you to create your own Opti-Rhythm. And then you have the same control over the pump that you did with the other rhythms, which means I was able to create one that just allowed it to stay on stimulation the whole time. I was able to create one for my moms who need a little bit faster pumping. We actually would like to see them alternate every 2 to 3 minutes. So 2 to 3 minute stimulation, 2 to 3 minutes expression, because they have low supply with a quick letdown. So we're getting lots of little letdowns, but we need it to go back and forth faster, which is really cumbersome when you're pumping with a traditional pump. This allows me to take what's working for a mom's body with a traditional pump, and now I can help you write your own rhythm on this. Super cool. It's very easy to utilize. And then you have full control over while it's in the rhythm, you can change the levels each time. Where other pumps struggle is that some days our nipples are more sensitive than they are others. So some days you might like a level 3, some days you might like a level 5. This allows you to use that rhythm that you're using while having full control over the suction at any time. This is also great because a lot of people liked that 5 minute natural interval, but they did not like the natural stimulation mode. So stimulation mode on the Eufy pumps was fairly standard on all of their rhythms except natural rhythm, where it was actually a mixed mode. I love the mixed mode, but it can be a little harsh on some people. It can be hard if you're nursing a baby with oral dysfunction. It can be hard if you just have sensitive nipples in general because it's short pulls combined with a long pull, and that long pull for some people is a little too jarring or a little too high. Now you can set whatever rhythm you want, and you've got access to that gentle stimulation mode. If you need that mixed mode, you still have access to the natural program. It only serves to give us more options. It doesn't take any away, which is really, really awesome. So overall, I think this is going to open the door for more people to try the heat flow technology. And if you're curious about that heat flow technology, I'm going to link my blog down below where I actually show you, I've got some thermal images so you can see the heat flow technology is a nice little integrated heating unit. You have control over the temperature. It's very easy to work with. It is on a timer. It allows you to use it in a variety of different ways. This pump is compatible with exactly the same insert, so I'm going to continue to recommend the Nursey Luna, the Lactation Hub style. The E20 does not come with inserts, so you will have to buy inserts separately for the vast majority of people, but that means that you're not paying for inserts like you are with the S1, S1 Pro. You can buy what you want because everybody's body is different. Everybody has things they prefer. So we recommend that Nursey Luna, that Lactation Hub, the Willow inserts. My favorite is still going to be the Legendary. I still see the most success with that. So you buy the inserts you want, you can use the inserts you already have, and this is going to open up the door for more people to be able to pump successfully with a wearable. Overall, I think the E20 for the value, I cannot believe we are getting a wearable with heat flow technology. It's going to be very easy for you to use because most people have USB-C chargers sitting all over their house. It did come with its own cords, but it did not come with a charging block. So you will need a charging block to plug it into, but almost everybody has those sitting around. But this could be a really good option for a lot of people who want that heat flow technology, but don't necessarily want that magnetic charging that allows us to use the charging case. I still think the S1 Pro is probably one of my favorite wearables on the market, but I have a feeling that the E20 is one that's going to really grow on me, and I think I'm going to see a lot of success for people. I think it's going to help open up that door for more people to get access to the heat flow technology at a really effective price point in this market. So that's my thoughts on the Eufy E20. I'm a huge fan of it already, and I think it's only going to increase over time. So hopefully that helps you as you're making your pump decisions. If you have any questions, please let me know, and happy pumping.